Hope y'all don't mind a little music. This is Warpath. Be advised, we have additional choppers from the 160.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, bringing you Chapter 3 in my Homefront Guerrilla difficulty video walkthrough. And this level's called Fire Sale. And it takes place in like a shop/warehouse place. It's kind of like B&Q. And in all honesty, I'm not too sure what the American equivalent of that is, so I'm probably going to say Walmart because they seem to sell fucking everything. But basic premise of this level is we're going to be our little band of, freedom fighters are going to be going towards this certain area with Goliath, and we're going to be fighting outside the front of this big warehouse, and then you go inside the warehouse and it gets a little bit hectic, it gets a little bit more challenging, and then we just have to run and do some other stuff basically. So it's one of those interesting kind of missions. So let's see what we're doing here. And yes, this is a cutscene, so I do apologise about that because this game is full of fucking in-game engine cutscenes and you never know if you're going to be doing something or if it's part of the game, so I didn't want to trim them out for the sheer point is I didn't want it to be too jarring. And anybody that spots a rough cut will know that bad editing can be really jarring, and I just didn't want to have it with this one. But straight away we're sniping. So as you can see, we've got the trusty sniper rifle here. She's going to be up in the tower with us spotting, and we're going to be taking out some dudes. And on this section coming up, there's an achievement for not shooting a single person who's on fire on this entire level, and I think it's worth 10G, and it's called Let 'em Burn, because it's something that Connor says through this mission, because he's a bit of a sadist and he doesn't like Korean people. And there's also a counter achievement to that one, which is shoot 5 people while they're on fire. And I don't know what that one's called, but that's something worth checking out if you haven't done it. But right now we're just following these fellow mercenary, freedom fighter, revolutionist people. And we're gonna take up our spot in the car park. And I'm currently, waiting to check out the new UFC. It was UFC 128 last night, and it's Shogun versus Jones. And for anybody that likes UFC, this might mean a little bit to you. For anybody that doesn't, this is going to mean fuck all to you, because it's one of those sports that if you don't follow it, you probably don't have a clue who these people are. But Shogun has been around the block a while. He was one of the youngest champions ever, and he used to fight in an organization known as Pride in Japan. And he was a beast. He had a few injuries and stuff like that took him out of the game, and he's been recovering for them, and he's had a couple of losses when he tried to come back into the sport, and he's finally looking like his old self, and he took the title off for a guy called Lyoto Machida well, he wasn't even close the second fight because he destroyed him. But this is going to be his first title defense, and it's been quite a while, and he's going up against I think the guy's 22. He's called Bones Jones. He's John Bones Jones, and he's like 6'7". He's this huge black kid, and he's really unconventional. He doesn't fight like a lot of people do in the organization. He throws crazy elbows, he throws crazy knees, he throws crazy kicks, and he's really strong, and he's really hungry for the title. So it's going to be one of those fights where Shogun's either going to completely show him up and knock him out in like a second, or it could be really, really grueling, or Bones Jones might get a really swift elbow and just clean Shogun up. I really don't know which way the fight's going to go, but I'm dead excited for it. So maybe in a future commentary, if it's post watching the event, I'll keep you updated on that situation. And if you don't care, well, you haven't lost anything because it's just a sport. But right now, this is when the phosphorus airstrike goes off and it sets a ton of dudes on fire. And over there's a guy. I put my aimer on him, and for some reason this sniper rifle misses like a motherfucker. So sometimes it's not you, sometimes it is you, sometimes it's just bad aiming, other times it's just the game hating you. But right now, it says engage the enemy, and all you really have to do is shoot some dudes. I don't think there's anybody in particular you have to kill. I don't think there's a limit to how many people you're supposed to shoot. I think it's just a case of, getting it on with your sniper rifle. And if you can practice your aiming and practice, taking dudes out, then the more the better. And oh, I missed my triage of shots there, but I make up for it. And the sniper rifles on this game aren't exactly difficult to use, but there's definitely, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a view kick, I don't know if it's an idle sway, but sometimes your aimer doesn't want to get on dudes. It's kind of weird. Like if you're aiming at a certain point and waiting for them to run into it, it seems fine, but if you're moving your aimer to the person, it just seems to jar a little. And it's probably just me because I'm crazy, but it fucked me up a bit. And a word of warning right now, if you were crouched up on that balcony recovering your life, like if you'd gone prone, when you wake up in this next section, you will still be prone. And it's absolute bullshit, because what happens is, what you're going to see is, this is supposed to be really epic. It's supposed to be in Modern Warfare 2 territory where there's fire everywhere, people are on fire, shit's kicking off, your screen's flushing with blood, and you're moving through all this inferno basically. And as you can see, he's got his hand up, it's epic, there's cars blowing up and shit. The first time I played this level, I was doing what you just saw, but I was doing it on my belly. And it took me about 10 minutes to crawl the fucking distance that you've just seen, because this game is glitchy. So be careful with that, it screwed me and it'll probably screw you. But once you've followed through the flames, you have to go up this tower, as you can see, and then it's an opportunity to snipe some more dudes. But there you go. And as you can see, there's a little bit more of the exposition from your two pals, the bitch from Uncharted 2 and Reznov, who I've dubbed them both because they look like cheap imitations of characters from other games. And you'll also notice down on the right bottom hand corner of your HUD, you've got the Goliath Controls, and the reason for this is Goliath's going to show up in a little bit and he's going to help you take out some armoured vehicles, some dudes and a helicopter. And once again we're in a tower, so by default it's going to get missiled. And it's probably going to fall over. And watch this dude, he face plants straight into concrete and he somehow breaks the fall with his arms. I'm sorry, that is a broken collarbone almost every time you try that in the real. I wouldn't advise it. And look at his hands now, don't his thumbs look really fat? This dude's got fat hands. I'm surprised he can get his finger through the trigger guard. Well, that's a nice funny moment as that dude gets drive-by'd. Yeah, but kind of fat. Oh, and if I sound a little nasally, my sinuses are playing up and I think I've got cold. And you'd think I'd be used to it by now, living in a country that is predominantly cold all year round, aside from the occasional summer, which is pretty much the equivalent of like an American winter. And yet I'm still constantly ailed, like the little whiny bitch I am. But on this section right now, I've found the best spot to defend it is this area where I'm stood here, because you can take cover behind this crate, you can pop back round the corner, and you can clean dudes up with your sniper rifle, because this gun is generally a one-hit kill. And every time you see them all congregate in the front of whatever that fucking building is, I think it's Hooters or something ridiculous, you can use Goliath to take out a big chunk of them. And you'll notice they spawn from inside that door I was just looking into. It's called TigerDirect.com, I think. And that's probably a real company, because games are so rife with product placement, it's almost fucking unashamedly whoring its sponsors. But just keep picking dudes up, a nice little double kill there, I'm liking that. I think my best with a sniper rifle on this game is on that really bad section that I've mentioned to you guys in a couple of videos ago. I got a triple 3-man kill with a 1 rifle bullet. But on this section, you've just got to keep bringing Goliath in, keep killing dudes, and I don't know if it's timed. In all honesty, I'm not too sure what these events are about. They just seem to be kill a couple of dudes and then a threat will turn up, kill the threat, and just repeat ad nauseum kind of thing. And you'll notice those dudes on the roof have EMP abilities, so if you don't get rid of them, they will immobilize Goliath. And that's the whole reason why the screen is, you know, making them a priority. And you'll notice there's another target coming in. This is going to be a Humvee, so make sure you target it as quickly as you can. And don't get caught out in the open when you're aiming that thing, because sometimes it takes a fucking eternity to lock on, and you will get railed. You'll get railed really quickly, so always be always pretty much have your finger off the analog ready to go into prone, because it will save your ass pretty much every time. And once you come up here and you regroup, there's going to be a gunfight with some dudes, and then a chopper's going to turn up. So if you push up here like you see me doing, you can get behind any piece of this cover, and then you can wait for the chopper to turn up, and then you can take him down. So there he is. Be careful though, if you're any further back than where I am, those initial rockets that he fires when he first turns up will kill you. And I died about twice on this because I kept trying to do it from a distance and I just kept getting dicked. And right now, I don't know why I'm keeping such a long distance from these guys, because I have the advantage here. My rifle is a 1 bullet kill and I've got a scope. Even though the computer has a scope perpetually, even if they're using a fucking handgun and they're all super accurate, I still have the advantage. So just get a look at that. That's what I hate about the AI on this game. When they're not in your way, they're in your sights. It's just, oh, it's so frustrating. And the worst opportunities are when they're coming out of cover like that to shoot, because you know that's what elite soldiers do. They stand in the middle of a doorway, so you can't get in the doorway. And as you go to try and push past them, the person they're shooting at, they're not actually shooting because they're fucking useless, and he kills you instead of the dude who's in your way. That is, I mean, there's an irony to that, and there is, you know, some humour to be had, but for the most part, it just makes me want to, you know, stab Jesus, and stabbing Jesus is never a good thing. The Jews learnt that out, and they will forever be scorned because of what they did. But anyhow, here we go, and once you've took out that vehicle, you'll see that there's a regroup arrow on that piece of wood behind me, and what that means is, Uncharted 2 lady's gonna go and rip it off, or, you know, Reznov, and then we get to crouch and go underneath it. But I would definitely say at this moment in time, run around here, try and find a gun you're comfortable with before you proceed, so that you're in the best position. And unfortunately, I've got an M4 with a holographic sight on, and right now, don't try and crawl under the gap, because you can't do it, because the fucking AI event is programmed so that they go in first, and there's no point you trying, because you'll just slow it all down. So, reload your guns, check her ass out, you know, do what you can. And now we're going through the side entrance. And one thing I've noticed on this game, the M4 sounds really different to every other M4 I've ever heard. Watch this. This door has 2 door handles, and the left one doesn't even do anything. I was really confused at these doors. And you can see I'm getting a little bit impatient because I'm knifing people. And Reznov is such a smart rat. Look at his arms, he looks like a great scrubber. But look, what does that left handle do? It don't even do it. Do you hold the left handle to push the right handle? Is it? Do some people have weak wrists and need these special doors? I'm confused. And right here is the only spot in the game, I think, that you get that 870 Express shotgun. And if you want to pick it up just to test it out, I definitely say do it, because it has some ridiculous range. I mean, you can snipe people with this shotgun, it's mad crazy. But I don't pick it up, I stick with the M4, because I'm cheesy like that, and I like to burst fire dudes' faces off, because I'm a sadomasochist. But stay behind cover, don't push forward into this retail area, because there is far too many shells, far too many bullshit, and far too many opportunities to get dicked. I swap out my sniper rifle for the ACR, which, if you don't know, you can fire this gun automatically if you hold the trigger, but when you watch me in my videos, you'd think it was single shot, because all I'm doing is tapping the trigger, and it turns it into a sniper rifle when it wants to be. But clean up these guys, and as soon as you clean these guys up, you want to follow the route that I take. And I run round the right hand side and I catch them as they spawn, and it's really, really useful. So when you come round here, watch this corner, because there's dudes initially there. Do you see him? And what's going to happen is a chopper's going to pull up on that opening in the roof, and people are going to drop down on abseiling lines, or whatever the fuck they're called. They're going to zip line down. And if you stay here, you can shoot them as they drop. You can also kill a ton of people that spawn. So straight ahead, I throw a grenade because there's a dude that shoots you, and he's shooting me now, the wanker. But here they come, and look at that. Cleaned up pretty much every single character there as they spawned. And I mean, it's not honourable, but it's not about being honourable, it's about being effective, and it's about beating the game the best way you can. So use the shells for cover, gradually push on in this area, then just be careful, because at close proximities these guys will fuck you really good. They really will. But just, you know, watch your flanks, be careful, because just look at that, I got caught with my pants down, he's throwing a grenade, so I've got to get away from that as well. And it's just not a good situation, but we're coming to the end of the first part of Fire Sale, so once again guys, thanks for watching my stuff, thanks for supporting my channel, stick with it. If you're new, there's plenty to go around, go watch some older stuff, it's all pretty decent, and I'll see you in the next part, so you take care now.